84 years ago. I left for about 5 years and then came back, retired here and settled out on 60 odd acres and lived an alternate lifestyle for 20 years, where my interest started with the spinning and weaving, and had my own sheep and goats, so now retired and living in town. My father, when he retired from the farm, he was too young to sit around home doing nothing, so he got a job at the East Ipswich woolen mills, oiling the machinery. And I can remember going to the East Ipswich mill when it was a cotton mill, when I was about 12 on a school visit. And my great-grandfather, back in the late 1800s, he grew cotton, but it wasn't successful, so then he went into small crop farming. My neighbour, he was in his 60s when I first met him, and his sister always made him grey flannel shirts, and the fabric always came from the woolen mills. And he always wore a grey flannel shirt if he went to a church, a funeral or a wedding. He always had a white shirt on over top of his grey flannel. Yes. And we have one of those flannel shirts here. So, but those days are gone now. People don't even wear singlets anymore. I've always had an interest in the mills, and I did visit the Morris mills down at Red Bank. I went to their closing sale. It was very, you went to, Lynda.
I did too, yeah.
We bought blankets, and I bought a big basket and shuttle, lots of flannel, grey flannel. But I remember all the machinery there, and that's always been in the back of my mind. It's sad to see very little remains these days. I decided to do my piece from the East Ipswich cotton mills, seeing I had visited there as a 12-year-old schoolgirl. So I wove the background with commercial cotton and then imprinted a photo of the East Ipswich mill onto the fabric, and then embroidered the cotton buds onto the lower half, and up the top here I hand spun some of our local Cuniana cotton. In 1977 I saw a lady spinning on a spinning wheel. She looked so relaxed, I thought one of these days I'm going to do that. So I went to New Zealand in 78 and I bought my first spinning wheel. And then in 79 we moved out country on 60 odd acres, so then I could have my own sheep and goats. So I used to spin my own mohair and wool fibre. We lived an alternate lifestyle for 20 years without power, so a lot of my textiles was done by kerosene light. But these days I live in town, so I'm just back to a spinning wheel these days. So I did natural dyeing. I had the old wood copper that Mum and Grandma used for their washing, and that was my dyeing pot. And I'd have big dyeing days there and do large amounts of dyeing, all natural dye. I wove 2 or 3 blankets from wool that I spun and natural dyed. I did an organised adult education class through the education department. We had about 10 ladies come for, I think it was about a 6 or 7 week course, and afterwards some of us decided we would continue meeting. We joined with the Ipswich Art Society and the Potters, and then we formed the Ipswich Spinners under the what do you call it, the incorporation of the Ipswich Arts Society. So 46 years ago, we formed the Ipswich Spinners and Weavers, is what they were known as then. We continue on with about 54 members, so we've really done well. We used to meet in the old Milford Street school, special school.
Yep.
And the Potters met there, and but luckily now we have our own home here.
Oh yeah, we're not leaving.
We're not leaving. A lovely environment.
It is.
Yes.
Inspiration to all of us, and a wonderful woman, and her work is always beautiful, so she is an asset to the Ipswich Spinners and Weavers.
I always appreciate your sense of humour, Lynda.
Well, you have to have a sense of humour to survive these days.
A country girl at heart.
The group Spinners and Weavers have kept me going over the years.